Hello and welcome to Kitchen Counter Crafts. If you like this video, would you please like, comment, share, and subscribe. So I belong to a pen club in Oklahoma City, and as a part of the pen club, we are also the Pelikan Hub for last year and this year, 2023. And I just received a shipment of some Pelikan swag, if you will, for the Pelikan Hub, and I wanted to just kind of open it up, and it came wrapped up like this with some pretty beat up tissue, I might add, but who cares about the tissue, because underneath is this Edelstein ink of the year, and that is rose quartz. So I was kind of concerned that it's this color, and I have not used it. I have not opened this box, so I am opening this up in here, and it's kind of interesting. It says extra soft ink. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, thought I would do this review on a Saturday morning so that you could see the colors, because I got it last night, and so it comes pretty well packed in here with these little foamies. Get out of there. Let's see. Okay, it's kind of interesting. So can you, I'm glad I waited until the daylight to do this, but can you see the ink color here? So it does say rose quartz, and if I tilt it, you can see the ink color there. However, it's green. So I don't know if you can tell, it's got this heavy duty green sheen. And I don't have anything green because I had some avocados laying around earlier, but those are gone. So anyway, interesting. Well, let's shake this guy up. Maybe it has a sheen to it. I have not looked at the rose quartz at all, so this is kind of a new thing for me. So join me on this ink review. And I usually use 2 pens so that we get a chance to see the different what do you call it, nib sizes. So this is a Zebra Comic G, it's a fine, and then I have a glass dip pen that I also utilize, and get it out of the sun a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead. Ooh, that's lovely. You know, I'm a big fan of Yamabudo, which is a beautiful magenta plum type of an ink, so we'll see how this one does. I think it's a 26. Oh well, we'll see. So the paper that I'm using is Tomoe River 68 GSM. Nib is like a medium. And we'll take a look at shading. Maybe we can look at that now. Kind of interesting. I don't think there's any bleed. There really isn't any on Tomoe. Nope. So none. Let's see if this gives me any kind of shading here. Don't know, can't really tell from this angle anyway. And let's do dry time. Just gonna wait a second to do those. It's about 5, maybe a little longer. And 10, not bad. It's still a little bit. It's very, very light though, if you can tell. All right, a writing sample. Let me move up here. brought 2 inks, and they're Tsutsuki from Iroshizuku, and then Carnation from Birmingham Pen Company. And that is actually going to be a pretty good match, I think, for what we have here. So let's put down the rose quartz first. And then I'm just gonna squiggle some lines here. All right. And then let's compare it to these two. I'm gonna use Carnation first. Shake that up. You know, that one does not have, oh no, it does. It has a green sheen too. How interesting is that? Don't know why. That is really weird. Look. Kind of got a greenish tinge to it. So interesting. So I'm having to go over the Birmingham because it's so light. That's not the light. There we go. And then this one is, of course, a lot more saturated. Let's try that. It's such a pretty color. I don't know about you, but it's just kind of fun to put some of these inks down. Whoa. All right, smear that one a little bit so we can see. Kind of interesting pinks here, I think. All right, so let's do a water test and just put all my inks in there. So that I just needed to get some water. Good thing I do this in the kitchen. Water's just sitting on there. And the water's not even going on there. All right, that's fine, it's fine. And I'm just gonna pick that, take that right off. So it's, I don't know, can I tell if it's water resistant or not? I mean, you can lighten it up just a tad bit, but it's not too bad. Hang on, let me see that again. So the whole point of that is, like, if you drop water, if you're drinking coffee or something, what happens to your writing? And it's not too bad. It's not water resistant, but not too shabby. It doesn't just completely fall off the page. And then let me try this with a little bit of the fine here. So with the fine dip pen, it actually shows up a lot darker, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, I don't know if this color appeals to you. I can definitely see it when I'm writing with it. So that's kind of a big bonus. I didn't think I would. I thought this would just disappear on the page. And as I'm just taking a look at it and kind of, I don't know, perusing it, you know, so to speak, I don't see any shading or any sheen on this part that's waiting to dry. So I'm just gonna Just gonna draw while I speak with you about this ink. The surprise is that it actually has kind of a little bit darker, lighter kind of zones, so it may actually shade, but that also might be the way that I'm using my dip pen. I'm actually trying to draw a rose here. Sometimes the roses don't quite come out the way you want them to. But rose quartz is, I think it's supposed to be kind of a lightish color ink. So for me, the nice part is that I can actually use these inks to kind of draw with and shade and do some of those things. So it's not necessarily that I'm going to be taking like a whole page of notes or something along those lines, but I have to say at the same time, it's not bad. It's just a lot darker than what I thought it would look like on the page. So that's a surprise. So tell me as you watch this review if there's another pink that you like, that you think you would compare this to, or what do you do with your kind of lighter colored inks? Because I'm, again, just kind of going along. Some of this stuff I'm just kind of learning as we go, but I normally buy darker inks, blues, blacks, you know, things like that. And so I really don't know what to make of this ink, but I think it's actually very, very pretty on the page, and I'm glad that I waited until the daytime to kind of take a look at it and see. The drying time is not bad at all. And yes, you can now, as it's drying, take a look. That's actually really pretty. That's going to be beautiful for artwork. Look at the Iroshizuku though. It's gorgeous, I have to say. Anyway, so it's showing up beautifully on a page. Surprising, because the way it looked to me initially was that it was super dark. But as we go along, it's not too bad. And sometimes what I do is I will actually take a paintbrush and just kind of just literally use it to paint or to draw on my just my work, and use I have a couple other art things where I've drawn some flowers with inks and using the inks as, I don't know, as paints really, so like watercolors or such, because the inks actually give a lot of dimension and color, and then when you put water on it like I am doing right now, they actually then end up looking quite beautiful and quite lovely. So if you don't want all that water on there, you can just take a paper towel and just blot it. So anyway, there's my kind of grayed out rose, and then there is my sample. The writing sample is not bad at all. I'm gonna zoom in again. So not too shabby, kind of a surprise actually. But if you don't have a, if you haven't heard of Pelikan hubs, why don't you take a look, just hashtag Pelikan 2023 and take a look. All over Instagram, Facebook, there's a lot of different Pelikan hubs going on. You may not be able to get some of the goodies that are there, but you can get on their registering list, and you can definitely meet people who love pens and love to use pens and paper and just want to talk about all of these things. So anyway, I hope that this review was helpful to you, and until the next time, bye.